Exam CRAM is a different way of reviewing for the LCSW test. It assumes that you already have all the knowledge you need to pass the exam. You just simply need to learn how to recognize what the questions are asking for. The exam CRAM format takes place in 8 hours, usually on a weekend, in a room with a bunch of people. We will flash 100 questions on the board and read them together as a group. And we will determine what the question is asking for. We will also figure out the common mistakes people make in reading the question and trying to determine what is being asked. Wow. That requires me to think a little bit. I believe I did my first one in Florida in 2010. I did them for several years in Florida, and then after moving to Louisiana, I took a break for a while, and now I'm back. We're going to be doing them all over the state. Honestly, I would have no way of knowing. I think anybody who tells you that they know what the pass rate and the success rate of people taking their exam class is probably not accurate. There are far too many variables that go into it. How many times has the person approached the exam? How much study time have they put in advance? What kind of classes have they taken before? What would make me think that the 8 hours they spend with me makes all the difference in the world? I think the honest answer is you practice and you try and something works for you. But I would have no way of knowing exactly what my percentage of success is. It's mirrored after the early bird gets the worm. When an exam CRAM date is announced, if you sign up within a certain amount of time, you get a discount. Approximately 5 days before the class is held, the price reverts to its normal price, and the discount is no longer available. What type of social work have I practiced? That could take a little while. I think it's safe to say over the last 28 years, the majority of my social work practice has been clinical and dealing with crisis, immediate needs. I did do a little bit of ongoing therapy, but I really appreciate and enjoy assessment and crisis work much more. I've worked as a child abuse investigator. I've worked with violent adolescents. I've worked with runaway youth. I've worked with juveniles in detention centers. I worked as a juvenile probation officer. I've worked in prison with suicidal inmates. I've worked with veterans and soldiers in crisis and doing suicidal assessments. So much more towards the crisis end of the work. The class may not be a one-time thing. Oftentimes I'm dealing with people who have challenged the exam multiple times and have not been successful. So 8 hours, while it's a lot of time, may not make them comfortable attacking the exam yet. Once you've paid for the exam CRAM class and you've come, if you want to take it again, I simply charge for the new book, the new materials, which is usually $20. You can take the class several times. If you decide you take the class 5 or 6 times, then you probably are doing everything you can to avoid taking the exam. And that's when we have to intervene and make you go down and take the exam. The exam is passable. The exam is doable. Doesn't matter how many times you've taken it, people can succeed. I have been reading and collecting different questions from many, many sources for the past 15 years. I've had the opportunity to watch the questions change, the content change. I have my own ideas about why this is happening, and I discussed those at the beginning of the exam CRAM sessions. Questions are exam-like, and they are very similar. No one knows what the actual questions are that the ASWB uses on the exam. Yes, for the licensed master's level social worker in Louisiana, there are 8 clinical CEUs available for this training. Every state has their own requirements, and if you come from another state, I can provide you with the information you would need in order to submit it to their licensing board. I can't guarantee any licensing board will take it. SW.info is a website that provides free exam help. You go to it, you sign up for the exam question of the day, and 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, you will receive in your email box an exam question with an explanation of why the right answer is right and why each of the wrong answers are incorrect. It's free of charge, costs nothing. In the course of 2 to 3 years, you will get a chance to challenge anywhere from 500 to 750 questions. Sign up today. For the person that needs extra help or doesn't want to wait the 2 years to get all the questions, I offer many of the questions in compilations, particularly in a book called 200 Questions Every Social Worker Should Know, and in another book called The Red Book. The Red Book is based on Carl Jung's Red Book as a tribute to kind of Carl Jung's work. It contains 430 plus questions, each with an explanation of why the correct answer is correct, and each with why the wrong answer is incorrect. Both are available through the website, and both are available at Amazon. Not that I can think of. Come and have a good time. Come away with more confidence in your abilities, in your ability to challenge this exam and pass the exam. No matter how many times you've taken this exam, you can do this exam. It is not life-threatening. It is not a killer. And I'll walk you through any which way I can, any possible way you need help. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you.